Hello everyone and welcome to Electric City Wiffle. I am your host Mitch Hipshooter in the studio as always to bring you part 2 of the Slate 7 highlights featuring the series between Arm Barn and Dynasty. But first, we ask that you please click the thumbs up button on this video right now if you haven't already, and be sure to subscribe to our channel where we upload new content every Thursday. A look at the standings before we dive into this crucial series. And not reflected in this graphic are the results from part 1 of our Slate 7 highlights, where the Untouchables got their first win of the season against Smash Bros. And that result isn't without potential consequence as it relates to today's series, as both Arm Barn and Smash Bros are locked in a 3-way battle with DX for the top overall seed, especially if Arm Barn can sweep here today. Meanwhile, Dynasty is in a race of its own, but it's for the 5th and final playoff spot, where they come into today 2 games behind the Savages and really need to make up some ground quickly. So to game 1 we go, with ace-on-ace action, as Chris Hess from Dynasty will do battle with Jimmy Cole from Arm Barn. And perhaps unsurprisingly, this entire series would be dominated by pitching. And anytime that happens, you know these games are going to come down to a handful of clutch hits. And game 1 would personify that. But first, we're just going to sit back and watch these 2 lineups get mostly mowed down for 3 innings.
Get through! Boy? Oh.
As we entered the 4th, still scoreless, and in Arm Barn's case, still hitless, Hess would walk Stoney to start the inning. But if you thought this would start a rally, you'd be wrong.
Throw it afterwards, throw it!
Like, I was just like physically I was ready to go home.
I baited him.
After back-to-back groundouts, Hess had one last trick up his sleeve for the 3rd out.
Yeah, last second they
What a snag.
someone back.
The quick snag by Hess gave him his first no-hitter of the year and guaranteed Dynasty at least 1 point, with a potential swing-off looming. But we would never get there. The leadoff hitter was Matt Butchum, who had the only hit of this game until this point, and he made sure to add one more.
Yeah, my girlfriend's got a 2-bedroom,
Let's go, baby!
I wanted to swing off, damn it.
The solo shot walk-off gives Dynasty the full 3 points for the win, something they desperately needed, as the man they call Matty B sends us to game 2.
Let's go, baby!
I wanted to swing off, damn it.
Game 2, as you already know, was another pitcher's duel, as the pitching matchup remained the same. But this one featured more than just 2 hits. It featured 3. The difference between Game 1 and Game 2, though, is that we didn't have to wait until the end of the game for someone to score, as Dynasty struck immediately in the top of the first. After Omar worked a 1-out walk via speed violation, Justin Mera hit this long single. Then Patty Bailey singled to load the bases. Then Matt Buttram walked in a run. Then someone messed up the camera. Then Jimmy struck out Omar for out number 2 before Justin Mera walked in run number 2. And finally, Patty Bailey, with the bases loaded, flew out to the fence to end the frame. It was a quick 2-0 lead for Dynasty, and with the way Chris Hess was pitching, it was going to be an uphill battle for Armbarn, even with their great lineup. And as advertised, Hess continued to cruise. On the other side, Jimmy Cole pitched a scoreless second, third, and fourth inning. But Armbarn was still trailing 2-0 going into their final at-bat. As Hess tried to close out his second no-hitter of the series, he started with a strikeout of Anthony Gaddani. Then got some big help from the reigning fielder of the year, Matt Buttram.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
Stoney can't fucking buy one.
Before just keeping Jimmy Cole in the yard to finish off the no-no and grab a huge Game 2 victory.
Yes, sir! Order track power. Hey, Hess, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but just stay on the mound. Oh, you guys good?
Going into Game 3, it was now or never for Armbarn if they still want to make a serious run at the 1 seed. While for Dynasty, if they could pull off the sweep, it would completely reroute the playoff picture, as they sent Hess to the mound for a 3rd time in the series, something he hasn't done since 2022. Hess showed no signs of breaking down, though, coming out of the gate firing on all cylinders and retiring the side. For Armbarn, they once again sent Jimmy Cole to the mound, one of the only pitchers in the league that can get away with throwing 12 straight innings against the same lineup. And Jimmy in this game would be fantastic, as he too would retire the side in the 1st inning. Both pitchers would go on to post zeros in the 2nd inning as well, but Armbarn did something they hadn't done all series: get a hit. 2, in fact, both off the bat of Anthony Gaddani. The second of which loaded the bases. But once again, Hess had a trick up his sleeve for out number 3.
Oh, attaboy, Hess! Oh, attaboy, Hess!
In the 3rd inning, Hess marched out to the mound again and started it the same way he ended the 2nd inning. Unfortunately for Dynasty, it would be the last play Hess made of the series. The next batter was Anthony Gaddani, who singled for the 3rd time in the game. And then Stoney, the team captain, stepped into the box and did this.
Hey, there it is.
The 2-run home run didn't knock Hess out of the game, but the walk to Jimmy Cole in the next at-bat did, as Hess would tap out after 10 1/3 innings pitched on the day and gave way to number 2 pitcher Matt Buttram. Matt would go on to get 2 outs to get out of the inning. But Jimmy Cole remained red hot on the mound for Armbarn, as he would take a no-hitter of his own into the 4th inning. In the top of the 4th, Armbarn added a couple insurance runs. First with this bases-loaded 2-out walk to Stoney, followed by this single from Jimmy Cole. With the lead now pushed to 4-0, Jimmy would try to close out the game and the no-hitter in the bottom of the 4th. And although he would lose the no-no with this 1-out double to Matty B, he would go on to strike out Omar Hussein for out number 2, and then ended the game in style with this tag team putout.
Set it and forget it.
Armbarn takes Game 3 4-0 to salvage a series split, but Dynasty takes care of business and improves their playoff chances tremendously with 2 victories in this series.
It's going to be easy to edit.
That's going to do it for Part 2 of the Slate 7 highlights. For Part 3, be sure to tune in next Thursday right here on YouTube. For everyone at Electric City Wiffle, I'm Mitch Hipshooter saying, see you next Thursday.
I think so.
Most fun we had all day.
Yeah, that'll make the highlights. Jesus Christ.
That's no fun.
These try.